Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anime Radio. My name is Afro X. I play all male roles on YouTube's One Piece.
I'm Cristina, and I voice all the female voices on YouTube's One Piece.
All right, today we will be presenting for you One Piece chapter 1167, titled Ida's Son. But first, there is a brand new announcement. Um, I have opened up a fashion e-store. I have opened up a t-shirt shop online called Unironic Tees. And these are t-shirts that say what you can't. These are kind of shirts for people who don't really care what other people think of them and are willing to wear very blatant and possibly even cringe sayings on their shirts that really tell everybody your personality unapologetically. Shirts such as "Bet you $20 you'll reject me" and "I'm fat once you get to know me," or even a shirt that just plain says "your mom." So if you're interested in any of that, I will be putting a link in the comments right now. There we are. There is the link. unironictees.printify.me, and that is where you can find and buy any of the shirts from Unironic Tees. What do you think of the t-shirts, Christina?
I think it's awesome.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Christina, are you ready to start the script?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. Then let's set sail! One Piece by Ichiro Oda, chapter 1167, Ida's Son. Cover request by Ideal Sanji. A cat is scolded for stealing a book, but Gen and Nojiko aren't mad. Sort of reminds you of Nami, doesn't it?
Yay, it's so cute.
Oda's notes. I'm really getting into this 8D audio. I love that feeling of being enveloped in sound. I want to convert a room for it. Ichiro Oda. Last time on YouTube's One Piece, King Harold swore absolute fealty to the world government and in an extreme act tore out his own horns and offered to be a slave of the world government. Our story continues now. A post-God Valley world. Setting, a certain city 33 years ago, 5 years after the God Valley incident. I could have sworn pirates were approaching from off the shore. But there was something huge and shadowy emerging from the mist behind them. Setting, the underwater prison impelled down. Our ship was in ruins before we knew it. We were nothing but fish food. Sure it wasn't a Sea King attack? Yeah. No way. It was shaped like a human. Setting, a fishing town. Don't tell me you were in the infamous waters of the Florian Triangle. That chance. We don't fish near that region. Everyone knows to avoid it. Anyway, that monstrous thing was definitely human-like. Setting, the Grand Line, open ocean. During this period, a rumor began to circulate in the Grand Line countries. They said a monster lurked deep in the foggy seas, targeting pirate crews. Whoa! The identity of that monster was none other than Harold. Few who sailed those waters had ever seen a giant with their own eyes, and so to them, he was nothing less than the very embodiment of fear. Harold now worked in the shadows to back up the Navy as part of his atonement for the last 1,000 years of history. Meanwhile, the pirates who have gone their separate ways after God Valley continue to rise in prominence. Over the next decade or so, each of them would peak to become a defining face of their generation. Most of these pirates simply clashed over territory. However, one crew broke through all the others, and achieved a feat long believed impossible. They circumnavigated the entire world. They were hailed as the crew of the King of the Pirates, Gold Roger. The public execution of the captured Pirate King was meant to serve as a spectacle, a display of the world government's power. However, the world was plunged into even greater turmoil as countless souls set out in pursuit of the vast treasure Roger left behind, the One Piece. No one had anticipated the advent of the Great Pirate Era. Navy headquarters found itself caught off guard. As a result, more than 10 giants were drafted into the Marines from all over the world in an effort to consolidate strength. During this stretch of time, Harold waited on the Navy hand and foot, and that very year, he was finally granted formal permission to visit the Holy Land. Did you see how huge he was?
He's an ancient giant.
I want to make him my slave. Setting, Marijois Pangea Castle. A shallow sea contract? That is correct. Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knights. God's Steel. It is a great honor. There are 3 levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is a more minor pact. The deep sea and deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are to be bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals in the entire world receive that privilege. Huh? What do you mean by God? You will only come to know the greatest depths of this world on the day you become a full Knight of God. How could Elbaf become a member nation then? Naturally, Harold. At that point, the entire world would be clamoring to welcome you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to prove myself. Setting, the Knights Temple, Shangara, Domain of the Gods. Captain of the Knights of God, Figurlin family, St. Garling. What is the Great One planning? You're gonna obey us even though you're the King of Elbaf? Of course, just say the word. We'll keep a long-distance transponder snail on hand and call if we have need of you. You'll be free to travel the surface world, but you are forbidden to speak of our dealings. Understood. Setting, 20 years ago, Ryugu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Ho, ho, ho! But I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, Neptune. Me too, Palajamon. We both have our fair share of headaches, don't we? To be honest, I don't think your son is that bad deep down. Let's not forget what your youth was like. Well, when you put it like that. I'm just being brutally honest. Anyway, did I tell your fortune teller predicted I'd have a daughter in 4 years, Jamon? And when the time is right, why don't we betroth Loki to my future daughter? But now you're going too far. Cut it out. Hey, don't write her off so fast. She's not going to be just any old mermaid. My daughter might well be born with the power no one else could ever hope to handle, Jamon. Well now, that does sound like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. Here's to the futures of my mischievous troublemaker and your little mosa. Don't call her that. She won't be Shaggy. Setting, that same year, Owl Library, Elbaf. Don't mention it. You're welcome to live freely here, Saul. Thanks a bunch. Actually, there's one thing I'd like to ask. What is it? If we get other learned folks on Elbaf to help, would you be willing to open a school here? A school, huh? That's a nice idea. Setting, 15 years ago. A major incident occurred at the Holy Land of Marijois. My slaves are running away. The cells are broken. Hurry, or do you want to be their pet forever? A man appears in the street before Fisher Tiger. Damn it! Is that a god's knight? The mysterious man dashes towards him and with a single sword slash cuts his chains. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. Explosions ring out across Marijois. Yeah! Wah! Gunpowder?
Hurry, big sis! Sender Sonia. There's Hurry, Koala. You have to run.
This attack on the Holy Land was carried out by Fisher Tiger. In the wake of this incident, he would go on to become captain of the Sun Pirates. Setting Shangara, Temple of the Knights of God. The next day. Sounds like it was pretty rough. They say someone within the world government must have left the armory open for them. Now it's up to us to find the culprit. I can't wait to execute them! There's someone I want to introduce you to, Harold. His name is Shanks. Huh? He's Shamrock's younger brother. They were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. He's suffered many hardships in the surface world. If he were to form a deep-sea contract, I believe he'd make a great asset, on par with Shamrock. For the time being, however, he's been given the rank of God's Steel, just like you. I know I said the same thing when I first met Shamrock too, but I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed from birth with Figurlin blood in my veins. Have no doubt I'm going to become a knight of God before you. Guess I mistook you for someone else. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land, and I shall apprehend that traitor to claim the credit I deserve. Are there any leads? It can wait until your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. You cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. No wonder the rest of the world seems so alien to me. Godsteel devotee, Figurlin family, St. Shanks. Knight of God, Figurlin family, St. Shamrock. I hated everything down there. Setting, that same year, the fishing village on Elbaf. It's no good. My medical knowledge is too limited. Let's call Harold and see if he can get us in touch with a more skilled doctor.
Don't. He's got a lot on his plate right now.
What's the point of fostering a network with the world government if we don't use it?
I can recover on my own.
You keep saying that, but you're getting weaker by the day. You have to get better. Harold will be heartbroken if you don't, you know?
Macho, keep the tavern open. No way! How can I when you're this sick, Ida?
Whenever Harold's home, he always goes straight to the elders and begs them to allow you two to legally marry.
That fool. He knows I'm happy with my tavern. I enjoy befriended sailors from all over the world. It may not be much, but I feel like I'm helping Harold by doing that.
Hey, foreign hag!
What? Loki?
Cook up this meat for the old hag, will ya? The tavern's my main hangout spot. I wanted to reopen it. Good grief. That troublemaker is growing out of hand. I'm glad you've been able to keep them in line, even with Harridan and his friends away. Looking for a doctor. Your boys really love you.
Everyone's blowing this out of proportion. I'll be fine. But it does make me smile.
Setting, Elbaf, Alcohol Village, hometown of Estrid, Loki's birth mother. Huh? What'd you just say? We were talking about how utterly unbearable it'd be to let that foreign bitch worm her way into the royal family. You're with us, right, Loki? We're Estrid's relatives. She was Harold's true wife. We can't let anyone have a claim on our inheritance. That's why I slipped her a dose of poison. This stuff is fatal. Her days are numbered. What do? We can't hold off on ringing Harold anymore.
On it! We may not be related by blood, but I see him the way I do. Harridan. Loki is Still my cute little son.
Loki! Hey! Ida isn't really gonna die, right? I still remember my birth mother. She hated me. She had me thrown into the realm of the dead. Who gives a shit about inheritance? Your whole family is nothing but trash. Now answer. Ida won't actually die, right? Loki snaps the elder's back in half. She is...
I bet you must get pretty lonely, right, Loki? Wouldn't it be better to stay with us?
the only mother I've ever known. His true feelings ring out. This is a tale of
Pirates.
powers and the quest to be the king of them all. Stay tuned for the next piece of One Piece. To be continued. Very nice.
Great job.
Very nice. All right. Hold on just a second here. For any of you who would like to read the actual chapter that performance came from, I will put a link to it in the comments right now. There it is. That's TCB One Piece chapters. And yeah, so you can actually read the chapter while listening to the audio version of it, our audio version of it. But yes, Cristina, what was your favorite part of the chapter?
My favorite part of the chapter was having to voice Ida because she has like strong emotions and like I'm very close to her.
Nice.
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the chapter, for sure, when Loki confesses that like Ida is the only mother he's ever known.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's peak right there. And I really, really like it. But yeah. What did you think was the most like challenging voice to do this week?
I don't think there was any challenge, honestly.
Okay. It was really hard for me to do the elder, like the old man that poisoned Ida, but then immediately have to try to switch back to like a Scottish accent for a soft Scottish accent for the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty hard. But yeah, that is good. Won't do much of a review of the chapter just because this was last week's chapter. But next week the manga will be on break, which means we will be catching up by doing 1168. So next week we'll be doing 1168, and then we'll be all caught up and on the ball for 1169 and moving on. Cristina, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Well, my name is Afro X. I play all male voices on YouTube's One Piece.
I'm Cristina. I voice all the female voices on YouTube's One Piece.
All right. This has been Anime Radio, and you're tuning into the action. Keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay
legendary.
See you later, YouTube. Bye-bye.
Bye, YouTube.